What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another War Within video. Hope you're all doing very well. Let's talk about season 3. We're going to talk about season 3 and the very first week of season 3, which is essentially August 5th, and what you can do between August 5th and August 12th when the true season actually begins in earnest. There's that first kind of week that we have where we can't do Mythic Plus, we can't do rating. So what can we do? I'm going to tell you what we can do, what you basically should be doing with your time in the very first week of season 3 of the War Within. So let's just dive right into that. Hi, I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe on the video. It's down there. Go, hurry up. Let's go. Okay. First and foremost, Blizzard has given us a little schedule thing here that says the week of August 5th. Again, remember, you're not getting Mythic Plus or Raid until the week of August 12th. So this first week, there's a couple things you can do. Let's talk about them. First of all, campaign chapters 1 through 3. Why do you want to do the campaign chapters? Well, the very first thing that you need to go get is actually the Reshii wraps. This is a brand new cloak that you can get, and it has extra sockets you can put into it called these fiber sockets. Okay, if you see in the bottom right there. This thing is really good. It starts at item level 694, and we're going to rank this thing up throughout the campaign as the weeks progress. This is like your legendary kind of cloak for this patch, and it has additional effects. You're going to need to have this if you want to even get into the raid. That's really important. But beyond that, it actually has a really good stats here. So number one, it only gives you one secondary stat based on the socket that you put into it. There's like a mastery one and a crit one and a verse one and a haste one. I have the haste one in right now. So it gives you 1625 of that secondary stat just at the baseline item level of 694. I have a cloak on right now that's a 701 item level cloak, and the secondary stats I'm getting from this cloak that I have on right now is actually less if you combine the haste and the mastery together. So pretty cool cloak, good secondary stats. This is what you're going to want to hunt down. You do it by doing the campaign, okay? So you're going to start in Koresh at the very bottom here at Tazavesh, and you're going to work your way through the campaign, and you're going to unlock the Reshii wraps pretty early on, and then the sockets that you get from it are essentially obtained via tailors. So you can either buy them on the auction house, I'm assuming, from tailors putting them up, or you can become a tailor yourself and create them yourself. So probably a good market if you are a tailor, or if you're thinking about making some money in season 3. I would jump on this, go get your tailoring leveled up, and you can make these things, and people are going to want them. So one thing to do really early on, go get that. Before you even get into season 3, make sure you have the belt. This is not the belt right here, but we have that Delve belt right now. It's item level, it can go up to item level 701 right now. So make sure you've upgraded your belt all the way to 701, and that's the Delve overcharge belt thing. Make sure you have that as you head into season 3, because you're not going to replace it until you probably get like a heroic or mythic belt. You're not going to replace that thing right away. So it's one of the best items you can have coming into season 3. Okay, those are the first two things. Bring your belt in, max level, get the cloak by doing the story of Tazavesh, unlocking it that way. You have a whole week to do it, so, you know, you got lots of time, okay? The second thing you want to do, third thing you want to do, I guess, sorry, is look at the Mythic 0 dungeon pool. And I'm going to bring up this thing right now, this big chart. I'm going to link this in my Discord. So if you want to see this, it's going to be in my Discord. Go check it out right there. As soon as this video is live, it will be there. This is a really good chart that was given to us by a guy named Fisher on Discord. And it basically tells you all the item level stuff that's going to be happening in season 3, okay? Here's what I want to talk about when it comes to Mythic 0 dungeons. Those are going to be available in week 1. So let's go back to this chart once again. The campaign's available. Dungeons, normal, heroic, and Mythic 0 difficulties, excluding Tazavesh. So Tazavesh on the Mythic 0 difficulty is a mega dungeon, but it's not even going to be available, I don't think. According to this, it will not be available in week 1. I might be wrong about that, but that's how I'm reading this, so we'll have to wait and see. Either way, you're going to want to do all of the other Mythic 0 dungeons that are available to you in season 3, and those of course are going to be Arakar, Dawnbreaker, Priory, Floodgate, Ecodome, Aldani is the new one, and then Halls of Atonement. So the reason you want to go do all of these dungeons is, number one, the gear that drops at the end of a Mythic 0 dungeon is 681 item level. 681. That is the carved crest territory And you're also going to get carved crests, 15 of them, by doing a Mythic 0 dungeon. So you could take the 681 item level piece of gear that you're getting and you could upgrade it a couple of times. I'm assuming there's going to be a cap once again on crests. I'm assuming it's going to be either 90, hopefully. It might end up being like 80 or 60. We don't know yet, but let's assume it's 90. You can get 90 carved crests. If you do 6 dungeons, that's 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90. That's going to be 90 crests that you can get. And you could upgrade, 1.5 pieces of gear. Like, let's say you get a really good trinket from the dungeons, and there are some really good ones, and you upgrade it all the way. For example, Arakara has Sack Brood once again. Season 3, remember we had this in Season 1, it's coming back. So this is one of the best trinkets in Mythic Plus, period, for almost everybody. So you could get this, and you could upgrade it from 681 all the way up to 691, which would be really good. Dawnbreaker has this extra trinket that gives you random secondary stats. It's actually very strong. Priory, sorry, has Signet, very, very strong on use trinket, one of the best from Mythic Plus. Floodgate has Improvised Seaphorium, which is good for anybody that wants crit if you're a strength and agility person. Ecodome Aldani has a couple of new trinkets. One might be really good right here. This is a mastery one. So you get main stat and then a mastery on use. It's a lot of mastery. This looks very, very strong. At this level, it's 8,200 mastery. It goes up to like 13,000 mastery on use. So you couple that with your cooldowns, you're going to be blasting. Halls of Atonement has the Cursed Stone Idol, which gives you 13.3 thousand crit at 681 item level. This is going to go really high, up to like 20,000 crit. It's going to be disgusting. So maybe if you're like a strength plus crit or an agility crit user, like a Feral Druid, maybe Marksman Hunter would be really good, that kind of thing. So again, I'm not going to look at the Tazavesh ones right now because it's not available in week 1 as far as I understand. Okay. But all these other ones are, and you're going to want to chase them down. Number 1, again, they start at 681 item level, which is the item level that a max geared character right now is. You're basically going to be between 681 item level and 684 or 685, depending how much mythic rating you've done on that character. So that's the max item level that you can be right now. So, but again, you can get these trinkets. You could level them up a little bit with carved crests. The really big reason why you want to do at least 4 Mythic 0 dungeons, because again, Tazavesh is not available. So you can really only do 6 if you wanted to, but that doesn't matter. You really only need to do 4, because it's either you do 4 or you do 8, but you can't do 8 because Tazavesh isn't available. So you can do 4 to get 2 slots in your Great Vault. And yes, we are going to have access to the Great Vault. This is Great Vault credit begins in the first week. And then at the beginning of the second week, we're going to get to open our Great Vault. My understanding is that there's not going to be any tier. I don't think you're going to be able to get any tier set pieces from this first week of farming because the season hasn't started yet. Therefore, the tier isn't available yet. Does that make sense? So, but you can get other items, again, like these trinkets I'm talking about. So you do 4 Mythic Plus dungeons, and let's say you get an Arakara Sackbrood trinket at 691 item level. It'll be 691 in your vault. So a couple of options there, right? You can go and get, let's say, the Arakara Sackbrood trinket at 681, and you could upgrade it with carved crests. Or what you should do is hold on to your carved crests for the entire week until you open your vault and then see if you get it in your vault. And if you do, then you'll have saved yourself some carved crests, right? So that's kind of what you want to do. I would do 4 Mythic 0 dungeons and do the dungeons that have the trinkets in them that you want. You could min-max this by going back and doing the Mythic 0 dungeons again. You could like reset the dungeon and go in and do it again, but you'll get 0 loot when you're doing it. So it's honestly, you don't need to do 8 dungeons. You could, if you really want to min-max it, if you're a really sweaty player, you could do 8 Mythic 0 dungeons to get full access to that vault. But for the average player, I would not worry about it. Just do 4, and then you'll unlock 2 slots. The next thing you want to look at doing is delves. Okay, let me just bring this over here. Nope, I don't want to do that. I want to bring it right here like this. So this bountiful delve thing, look at this over here, okay? Remember, we don't have access to the raid, so don't worry about the raid right now. You will have access to delves. Look at this really quickly. All tiers of delves, non-bountiful. There's no bountiful delves until season 3 begins in earnest on August 12th. So just keep that in mind. But you're going to have delves here. So what are we looking at here? You can level up your delves all the way to tier 11 in the first week if you want to do that. You don't need to do that, but you could. Remember, no bountiful delves. What does this do for you? Well, really what you want to do is get to tier 7. If you get to tier 7 and you do a bunch of them for your vault, you're going to have 694 item level delve items waiting for you in your vault on August 12th. This is by far the biggest upgrade that you can acquire in week 1. So what does that mean? It means you're going to have to do a bunch of tiers of delves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Once you get to 7, you should stop, in my opinion, and farm a bunch of tier 7s. And if you do 8 of them, if you do 8 tier 7 delves, you'll have 3 delve slots at 694 item level. Does that make sense? You got that? You'll have 3 delve vault slots at 694, which is the best you could hope for. Because again, our average item level right now is like 684, 683, something like that. So you're going to get 10 item levels on something. There are some really good items in delves. In particular, I don't want to say this too loudly, but in particular, this healing trinket, the Twisted Mana Sprite, is insane for healers, and it only comes from delves. There are some other trinkets like this Mind Fracturing Odium, but it's not that great in my opinion. There's not a ton of amazing items in delve. There's this thing as well. I tried some of these DPS trinkets, and they're not the best. So again, this might be like a temporary buff, but I think for healers, Twisted Mana Sprite is going to be very strong. And again, you can get it at the heroic level, like I have right here, in your delve, in your vault, sorry. You'll get it at 694 item level, and you can upgrade it all the way to 710. So imagine when the season begins, season 1, if it begins on the 12th of August, you've unlocked your vault and you got this Twisted Mana Sprite, you pull it out, you can upgrade it with crests all the way to 710 and have a really strong high item level trinket going into the season. It's not going to have avoidance on it. I just got lucky. Don't worry about the avoidance, just worry about the other stats, the versatility and then the extra heal. This thing's very, very strong. So to sum up delves very quickly, you ought to unlock them all, get to tier 7, and then do 8 tier 7 delves. That would be the best way to use your time, in my opinion, for the maximum possible reward in the vault the next week. Okay, that's delves. Let's move on. The next thing you can do is the world boss, Reshii, the Untethered. We don't know where this guy is. I tried to look it up, multiple sources. I don't know where he is. He's somewhere in Koresh, this new zone that we're in. I don't know where he is. The world boss ends up dropping pretty good item level gear. So we look at all the slots from Reshii, the Untethered. He's going to drop 3 out of 8 champion gear, 688 item level beginning. So you definitely want to go do the world boss. He's going to drop an upgrade for you, very likely, because again, the max level we have right now is like 684. So he's going to give you an upgrade of some kind, probably. He has a really good ring. 6,000 haste, 2,100 mastery ring. Very good ring from this boss for a lot of different specs. So make sure you go and kill the world boss. He is going to be available in this first week. And then again, great vault credit begins. So that's all I wanted to say. Those are all the big ones. The last thing I would say is that get on the profession train. Again, I said this at the beginning of the video, but if you have a profession, like if you're a tailor, make sure it's maxed out and you're ready to go. You can go to the quartermaster in Tazavesh here, and you can purchase those. You have to get to renown level 5 and have tailoring, and then you can purchase those sockets for the Reshii wraps, and you can sell them to people and make a lot of money. If you're a gathering profession person, make sure you get your gathering stuff, and you've got this lush phantom bloom. There are new mats to gather, essentially, in the new season. Right here, you can see I just got a quest for it, and you're going to want to sell these. These are going to sell for a crazy amount of money in the first week. As people prep for the Race to World First in the second week, August 12th, this is going to be a really good thing to take advantage of, okay? So, to sum it all up, bring your belt, fully upgraded, bring your belt into Season 3. Go get the Reshii wraps, okay? Get the Reshii wraps and get a socket somehow. I don't know if you can get a socket from the campaign, maybe. Get one from a tailor, get a socket, okay? Next, you're going to want to do at least 4 Mythic 0 dungeons for the vault, because you can get really good stuff out of the vault. From there, you're going to get 691 item level from the vault. Then you want to go do 8 tier 7 delves, and that's going to get you 694 item level gear, and then go kill the world boss. Okay? That's what you can do in week 1 if you're trying to maximize the amount of gear that your character is going to be able to get. If you're coming into this season on a new character that isn't already max geared, then doing even like heroic dungeons might be helpful for you, but certainly doing all the Mythic 0 dungeons is going to be really helpful for you. Some of the outdoor world stuff might even be helpful for you. There's quests out here that are giving gear, like a 662 adventurer gear. There's a lot of stuff you can do if you don't have a max level character, but that's my guide for you guys. For week 1, August 5th is when this new patch goes live. Again, the season doesn't start until the 12th in earnest, but you can do a lot of stuff in that first week. Okay, I will have this resource ready for you guys in my Discord, link down below the video. Go check out the Discord, and I'll have this for you for future reference for this season. Okay, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you so much again for watching. I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one.